Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at our very first male combatant to enter the arena. We're going to be taking a look at the Xesray Studios Medocus, the Thracian. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valaverse, AWOC, Xesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. Alright, here is a look at the Xesray Studios Combatants Fight for Glory Medocus, the Thracian. And I'm going to be real honest with you guys, I have not really followed Xesray Studios that much throughout the years. So I do not know if this is just a straight reissue of the original figure that came out the first time these figures were released, or if this is an updated version. I don't know. He looked nice, so I picked him up. I enjoyed Hilder, Gold Hilder, that I got and reviewed before the holidays. This guy looked good, and so I picked him up from our good buddy Steve at Articulated Empire. Remember, for all things articulated and empirical, go to articulatedempire.com. Here is the write-up. After the emperor was assassinated, the barbarians in the north began to stir. They no longer yielded or paid tribute to the empire and assembled a large army in a short time. And in the east, a warlord calling himself the descendants of Achaemenid rose and tried to cross the sea. So we have a little write-up right there. We have number 19 here with some nice artwork right there. And then we have, oh my God, little white writing on a white background. Somebody didn't go to design school. Yeah, it just says, it's a little write-up here. If you want to pause it and try to read it, good luck. My eyes are not that great, so we're not going to be doing that. So let's get the guy opened up and see what we're in store for. Okay, starting off with the accessories, we do have this pretty amazing helmet. Now, I thought this was going to be an extra head sculpt, but this is actually a... Okay, so one of the things that I found out between cuts is I did look it up, and this is a brand new figure. This is not simply just a rehash or a re-release of the previous wave. These are those characters have been remade and updated on new 2.0 bodies, new paint jobs, new everything. So that's fantastic. I didn't know that. So I'm glad to have found that information out to bring it to you guys, something I just didn't know. Now, the first accessory we're going to start off with here is his helmet. This is beautiful. We have this really nice gladiator style helmet. All the little gold filigree work on the eyepieces is like, you can actually see through those. Those are actually sculpted holes. You have a little face motif right here. On the top, we have these wings going around, and then this what looks to be kind of like a horse head on there. It just looks fantastic. It is beautiful. It is very nicely crafted. I thought this was going to be an extra head, but this is actually a helmet that fits on the character very nicely, which is really cool. I have kind of dressed him down so we can look at everything and how it's constructed. Here is his chest armor. So what you see here is that this is customizable. You could pop this off probably and replace it with a different shoulder pauldron if you wanted to. Very Mythic Legions-esque, if you will. Some very nice sculpting on the belts, and then very clean silver paintwork there. I really like it. And there's very... like a really nice wash It looks all hammered up. It looks really cool. This is a very nice piece. To go along with that, you get 2 pieces of armor. So this would be his upper armor and then his lower armor to work in conjunction with these and overlay. And I really like the effect that this gives. So you still have that very nice textured hammered iron or steel look right there. It looks really nice. Some brown leather wraps on the inside. For the other arm, we have a removable leather gauntlet. It's just brown leather wraps. And then we do have a removable red band, little piece of material that was wrapped around his bicep, which is very nice. And then you do get 2 of the lower leg armor shin guards, and you do have opposing warriors facing off. So they are kind of mirrored images of one another with like a little graphic or something like right there. Which is really, really nice. These are beautiful. You have brown leather wraps on the back. They are, as you can see, labeled L and R, so you know which ones to put on which leg in case you do remove them. They just look absolutely beautiful. The paintwork and the wash on there is just incredible. He does come with 2 weapons. Neither one of these are standard gladiator swords that I recognize. I love this gladiator style handle of the short sword. I wish it was more of a straight blade. I'm not really into these 2 curved blades, but it is what they give us. And so, you know, it is what it is. We have brown and gold on one, brown and kind of like a bronzy pewter on the other. Nice, clean paintwork. They are pointy and pokey, but also a little bit of softness, so you're not going to hurt yourself too much. And then we do get an extra tray of goodies here. We get 2 splayed out gesturing hands, 2 punchies, and then 2 just at rest hands, and then 2 bare feet. And then we do get this really nice shield here, which is really cool. Brown handle and wrap on the inside, split to make it easy to put on and take off. And then very nice work there, the little cutout for, you know, getting in close with your arm and your sword. But just look at that hammered metal look, the 2 types of silver and like that pewter gunmetal, and then the gold inlay. If you did notice, you do get 2 bare feet, which is really nice because on the figure itself, you do get 2 bare feet that are wrapped with leather wraps. These look nice as well, so that's really cool. And then on him in the package, you do get 2 weapon holding hands. So 4 sets of hands total, 2 sets of feet total. And here we have the figure standing straight up and down right out of the package. I always say right out of the package. What I mean this time is I like to show you guys exactly how the figure comes out of the package. This is not how the figure comes out of the package. In the package, he is very much armored up head to toe. He has all of his gear on minus the helmet. And I think that's really cool. But since I was taking everything off of the figure to kind of like go through the accessories, I kind of wanted to show you like what he looked like as the base figure underneath. And the reason I did this was also because I wanted to kind of get a feel for this body. This is a new body, a 2.0 body from Xesray Studios. I do have their new female body, the Hilder figure, which we've reviewed, but I don't even have like a 1.0. I've never bought a Xesray figure before. So I really wanted to get a good feel for what the body could do, because I was noticing we had single jointed elbows, the butterfly cuts on the chest don't look too deep, and so I was like, oh man, like how is this guy gonna move? And so I figured I would show you guys what this guy looks like head to toe, sort of dressed down, and then we'll put the armor on him as we go through the review. But I really wanted to show what he looks like, and he's pretty nice. He moves really well. I was very surprised with some of the choices they made, but I think they made the right ones. So let's get him off the rotating base and punch in on some of the details and that articulation. All right, like taking a closer look at this body here, he's really nice. I'm gonna hold the head still here so you guys can get a good look at that head. There's a really nice paint job. Nice a little dry brushing on the hair to bring out some of the strands. I like the scar across his face. I really like that, like he's like racially sort of like non-specific, so he could be from any corner of the, you know, made-up world of Xesray's combatants. I love the skin tone, the color of it, the darkness of it. I really dig. The sculpting of the body is really nice. It's not a soft plastic. This is a hard body plastic, the upper torso. So you're not getting like that Storm Arena, like soft body look. You do have some nice paintwork, not only on the face, but on the body itself. From head to toe, there's like a beautiful, like sort of soft airbrushing inside of the muscles to sort of bring out all of the detail. I mean, you can see it very clearly here on the back. You have some very nice tampos with the tattoo right there and some nondescript writing. I can't read it. Even if we zoom in, I don't even know if that's legible. Tattoo here on the arm, some vein work on the chest. Moving down to the beautiful sculpting and clean, super clean paintwork. Some of the cleanest paintwork I've seen in a while on this lower piece. This is all one piece, the belts, the overlay, the under garment. You do have a sort of belt right here that is on a post so it can rotate, and I'm assuming that is for either one of the swords. I'm assuming will fit back here, and you know, if you wanted to give it, you know, put it at an angle, you can. I would just make sure you keep a thumb on it when you are removing, placing or removing the sword, just so that it doesn't tear or pop out, because it may be one of those things where once you pop it out, it may never go back in, or be very hard to do so. You do have this extra piece that's hanging down. Yeah, it is removable. So you could sort of like move this around front or back if you wanted to. If you wanted to put it in the front, you could have it in the front if you just want to have it on the side. So I like that it's removable. I like that, you know, you can place this piece wherever you want. I think I may, just for the sake of the review, just kind of keep it tucked in here in the back, just so that it stays out of the way. And then the nice sculpt work, vein work all down the legs. Nice, very clean double joints. You don't see a lot of the mechanics there, all the way down to the nice detail on the feet. So let's go over the articulation. Medocus can look up that far, can look down that far. It's on a single ball joint. So nice range of motion. You can get this to move all over. The arms can go out and get higher than a T pose, not a Y pose, but pretty high. They go all the way around very smoothly. They have both a butterfly joint and this ball, like the ability to like rotate on that ball. So that's really cool. So you can rotate it out without moving the butterfly joint. You can rotate it out that far and then inwards that far, which is really nice. And then if you do engage that butterfly joint, oh man, I'm so glad I didn't break that, because that's the exact arm I broke on Hilder. Oh my God. Whew. My goodness. I was like, I'm going to have PTSD now. You can rotate this out, but you know, you're not going to get, it doesn't give you like a dynamic amount of range, right? Like Revel Tech, you know, you're not getting that, but it does come out quite a bit. You can see the difference there. It's in, there it's out. So that does give you, you know, the ability to like, you know, if you couple that with the ball on the cuff, you can get the hands to touch in the front, choke somebody out. You know, two-handed sword pose shouldn't be a problem. You do with the ball on the top here, no bicep swivel is needed. Now, some people are going to go, oh, it's a single joint elbow, I'm out. But it's a very, very, very deep cut. And so even though it's single joint, look how tight that gets. I'm happy with that. That does not bother me in the least for such a single joint. It's just a very deep cut. Hinge and swivel ball on the hand, so you can get the hand to do whatever you want. You do have an ab crunch, so just the ab. Yeah, you got 2 points. If you engage both of them, you're getting that far, and you can lean back that far, and no gappage, which is fantastic. You can rotate or tilt side to side if you want, and full rotation at the waist, although it is super tight down in there. Now, I have been playing with the legs a little bit, and I want you to see that it's already doing the thing that it did to me whenever I was messing around with it. It's like the leg kind of gets stuck like right here, and it doesn't want to move forward any further than that. I was like, what's going on? And what I found out is up underneath here, there is a little we're not going to call it a diaper piece, but a trunks piece, right? And if the cap of the thigh gets out in front of that leg of the trunks piece, it's going to lock up and not want to move forward. You have to get that leg up under the trunks piece. And once it goes under, the leg frees up and you can go all the way up about that far, which is, I want to make sure he's not leaning forward. So you can get him to go forward about that far. It can go out to the side very easily. It can go back quite a ways. Like the bicep, it does have very nice thigh rotation on that ball. So therefore a thigh cut not needed. I'll take that. The knees are brilliant, like very smooth, buttery, double joint, no pins on the knee, full leg rotation because of that hip. And then down here at the feet, you've got ball, hinge, and rocker, which is very nice. So let's kit this guy out in real time. So what we're going to do is we'll start by removing the feet and make sure that we have, let's see here, that's his left leg. And we're going to go ahead and put the wraps, the feet with the wraps on it. Let's get the right leg on, again with the wraps on the foot. So there you have the lower leg armor. Let's go on with this hand here. We'll put the band that goes around the bicep. We'll wrap right there. We'll put the gauntlet or the wrist wrap right there. Let's go ahead and give him, let's go back with, no, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this because I want to give him that shield. So we'll put that hand on. So there's that arm. Let's raise this arm up here. Actually, let's put the armor on first. Let's do the upper armor. Get that on. It goes on without a fight, which I love. Let's get this on. You want to make sure it kind of seats underneath the upper armor. Let's go ahead and give him that weapon holding hand. Let's put the whole arm up like this so that we can get the shoulder armor on. Am I doing this right? I am not doing this right. Let's see, it's going to go like that. So, oh, it's got to be this arm. There we go. We'll get it right here in a minute. Let's get that seated properly. Push the band down. There we go. And then there he is with just his armor and no helmet. And then, yeah, we're getting this. This is looking great. Get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and give him a sword real quick. Get this in his hand. And then that helmet to finish the look. And there it is. And he looks mighty impressive. This guy is absolutely killer. He looks so good. I love this look right here. The scalloped armor. No articulation lost at all. By putting that armor on. Boy, this is just a fun figure and one that's making me want to go back and look at what else Xesray is doing right now to see if there's another different guy I can pick up. Let's check out what this shield, let's see what that shield do. Let's see if we can get that in the hand. There we go. And then there we have his shield. He's looking pretty nice. Now, to answer the question that I asked in the thumbnail, you know, how does this guy compare? Who made the better gladiator? Xesray or the Four Horsemen? So here is a figure that I have put together from the Four Horsemen from some parts and pieces, and I did my best to make as close to this figure as possible. And I was actually surprised at the number of parts that we have that would allow this to happen. So we've got some knight armored parts here. We do have a very, very similar style helmet, gladiator helmet. We've got a lot of the bear body, barbarian parts. We've got this piece right here was from the Mask of the Red Death. We've got some armored legs and some bare feet here. And, you know, a little bit of pieces, parts and pieces here. And, you know, did they beat Mythic Legions? They scale very nicely together. These guys could fit in very nicely together on your shelf. I don't think people are going to notice. I think it's just really what it comes down to as far as like looks in the looks department, right? Like it's really going to come down to your own personal aesthetic. I think Xesray has a better base body that can move a little bit better, give you a little more range of articulation. It probably moves a little better for proportion and style. And just personal preference. I happen to like the Four Horsemen better, but you know, this is only the second Xesray Studios figure I've ever laid hands on, and I probably have 200 Mythic Legions. So, you know, is there some unconscious bias creeping in? Absolutely. This is really going to come down to which one's the better gladiator. That's for you to decide. For you and your money. I would say that they're comparable in price as well. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this guy, but I wouldn't say it was under 50, I believe. So, I mean, I think you're getting a really good deal either way. It's really just going to come down to personal preference. But I love them both, and I was surprised at how close to this look I could get with parts I already had from the Four Horsemen. So as far as the size comparison goes, you can see these guys are, you know, kind of head to toe with each other. I mean, the Mythic Legions one is a little shorter, but we'll put him to the side, and we will definitely bring in some other figures to see how this guy actually scales. Okay, just so we can see here, this guy is standing just a hair under, I would say without the helmet, just under 7 inches, with the helmet straight up 7 or so. To bring him in with some other characters, let's bring him in with, here he is next to the Mezco Conan, much smaller. Here he is with the Savage Crucible, Varnox the Unchained. He's going to fit in perfectly with your Savage Crucible figures. Very, very similar in size. And then here he is next to your Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Fits in perfectly with that. That's a perfect scale. If you wanted to mix and match with those lineups, you certainly could. And then just for like a mass market release, here he is with some Marvel Legends that are similar in size or similar in style. So, you know, if you wanted to put him in with those, you certainly could. And then the only thing I didn't get out, I really should have got out the Frazetta Warriors, but they're all kind of boxed up right now. But that's how he is scaling with those. I gotta say, I am very impressed, and there is no higher praise than I can give a figure than when I get done with the review, I instantly want to go back to the website and see what else they offer, to see what else I can buy for them in this new body style, and I'm here for it. I think it moves great, it looks great, and I think it's up there. I think it occupies a space right between, like right above the Savage Crucible humans and right below the Frazetta girls, Frazetta icons figures. It occupies a space between those two because it has a more realistic, and it takes a more realistic approach to the human anatomy and where they decide to make their cuts and their articulation points more like the Frazetta girls, and it has less articulation and moves less as fluid as, say, a Savage Crucible figure. So it occupies a space right between those two. I think it will fit along very nicely with your Savages. It'll fit very much in the same vein as your Mythic Legions figures for sure. So you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this figure? Have you picked it up? Are you skipping it? You're gonna wait for later? Like, what's your plan with this guy, and what do you think of Xesray Studios? Should I get more from this company, or is what I have the best they have to offer? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys get a chance, please head over to check out our new podcast called Across the Toyverse. We're on episode 12 now, and you can find it wherever you download your podcast. Also, check out our Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you savages in the arena.